It's Amanda here from Lolli Lulu Crafts, and today I thought that I would use something that was in my stash. This is a piece that we made together on a video that I did, I believe was about the stamp platform. I will link the video that had this in it on my blog post for you and in the paragraph below this video if you're on YouTube, so that you can see how this part was actually done. But I'd kept hold of it so that I could make a card from it. And then I had also, coincidentally, this is from the Indonesian collection, which we've only just used for something else, and this was literally quite a coincidence. I had no idea. Again, it was just in my stash and I thought the colour went really nicely with that. And then I found this sentiment piece that was in a stash of sentiments that I had that were by Hunky Dory. Again, something I've had for ages, and I just went through them and found one that I thought went really nicely, and I felt it had to be kind of a fun, happy sentiment in view of the fact that this was brightly coloured and fun. It couldn't be something too serious, so I thought this was quite cute. Age is strictly a case of mind over matter. If you don't mind, it doesn't matter. So I thought that was kind of fun. So we're going to be making a really quick and easy card. By the way, this is I sort of said we've just used it, but I'm not sure if I mentioned what it was. It's the Indonesian Sue Wilson die. So again, if you haven't seen this being cut out, then I will link the video that did the card that I just used this for, but it was actually a completely different card, and you'll be able to see just how different it looks in a different situation. So again, on the blog post, I'll link all of that as well. Okay, so I've got a standard A6 card base, just in white. It's pre-scored, so I've just folded down the back there, just used my bone folder just to sharpen up that fold. This is really a case of making use of what you've got and then trying to kind of make it work accordingly. Okay, so let's take a little bit more of that one. Which one's... I want it to be nice and straight compared to the... So let's just take it right to the edge of that colour there. Yeah, that's pretty good. And then I'm going to cut those ends off so we've got a complete solid colour on that edge there. And then I'm going to go along here and I'm going to try and just cut again just up to the edge of the colour here. Pretty good. It's wonky, these lines are wonky, so it's not going to be 100% perfect on those edges. And then we're going to cut along this bit here. No, that's not quite enough. We need to go just a tiny bit more. There we go. So now let's just see how that looks on here. Not bad at all. All I wanted was just a little bit of the white border, which sounds crazy when you've got a white, but what I'm going to do is pop this up, and so having that white edge, it just shows like a little bit of dimension, whereas if it was completely to the edge you wouldn't have that dimension. So I'm happy with that. Before we pop this on the front, I'm going to put some twine around here just to, well, just add a bit of interest really. So I want to put a line of tape down the back here just to center it, keep it stuck where I want it to be. I'm doing it quite wide because I'm not entirely sure where the center is until I put it on. We'll know more when we turn it over. That looks about good. And then chop chop. Now I've got loads this side by mistake, but not to worry. We're going to just do a little knot. There we go. And then we're going to just do a little bow, I think. So let's take that and that I want the bow to kind of go up and down rather than side to side. Make that one just a little bit more less. Okay, and let's cut the excess off, which is quite a lot this side. I think I went a bit mad. Okay, and then we've got a little bow just down that side. Hopefully that will work fine. Who knows, we're sort of making it up as we go along, really, just using different bits of scraps, a few bits that are sort of already in our stash, so we'll see what works and what doesn't, I guess. Okay, so then we've got some foam, one for that corner, and then I'm going to put one in the middle so the middle doesn't dip, but it also then secures our, not that, I mean, we've already stuck that down, but it absolutely then secures our little bit of twine there. Couldn't think of the word. Then we're just taking the backings off. No wonder my nails are broken. And we're going to pop that down. So we're definitely going this direction now. Hadn't been sure which way I was going to go, but now I've put that bow on, obviously it's this way. So just by having that white border, you can just see it just gives that bit of dimension. It just adds, whereas if it had been the same size, it wouldn't have had that effect. And then we're going to put a bit of foam on our sentiment here. Actually, before we do that, I just want to check. Sometimes when you take these out of the little sheets that they come on, they have these little notches, so you just want to go around and make sure there are no notches, because it does look better without them. And then put some foam on this as well. Just give, often just something simple like this where you've got some scraps, you don't quite know what to do with them, using some dimension by putting some foam on them just really helps. Let's put this that one that way so that it gives it some height, some support in the middle. Yeah, by doing the dimension it just makes a big difference to how it actually looks. It's really just effective, really. So let's now, it goes from something simple to just adding a little bit of something extra to it by adding that dimension. So we're just making sure that the points are lined up. There's points here that line up with these sections so that we know that it's nicely, whoops, centered. I decided that it would be nice to add this. I found this lovely piece of vellum and I just thought that would look so pretty as a, just a sort of little insert. So I'm just going to, it's actually got, I didn't realise it's got like, I don't know if you can catch it, look, little sparkly bits, really sweet. So I'm gonna just take a pencil and lightly mark it, or not. And then just so that we can get it the right size. A6 and A4, they're such funny sizes. They're standard sizes for everywhere pretty much apart from the US, but it is a pain to get them because they're not, when you try and fold them in half or whatever, they just don't quite have an even number to do it to, so it's much easier just to mark it with a little bit of a pencil mark. Make sure you cut so the pencil mark is on your excess if it's something like vellum where you can't erase it so easily. And then all I'm going to do for this is just take a bit of this tape across the top and the back, on the back obviously, but just the top, like so. Make sure it's well done there. And then we're going to take that and just line it up at the bottom here to make sure it's nice and even. and then stick that down, and then that, when you open it up, it just looks really, really pretty, and you've got just like this lovely little insert. Okay, so now all we need to do is add some adhesive on the back here. Now we've got this sentiment on the front, so we can add adhesive to all of the sections that are behind that without any worry at all. So I'm going to put some adhesive on the back here where we've got the sentiment, so we can know that it's going to stick but not show. So then we're just going to take that, pop that in position. Also, because it's wet adhesive, which is handy, it's going to have the ability for us to move it about and make sure it's centered and everything before it completely sticks down, which is good. Okay, so I've got these gorgeous little pearls, and they're in the same colour again, so they're really tiny actually, and I just thought it'd be fun just to pop them in just little places over. Now you tend to want to go in odd numbers, so we've got here little groups of 3. Yeah, I think that looks kind of good. I like that. So we've got a couple of 3s and then a single over there. So we just want, these are not self-adhesive, these are just tiny, tiny little pearls. So I'm going to just get a glue pen here. So I'm just going to take a tiny dot of glue. In fact, that's too much. There we go. That's better. And just a little dot down there. Let's do it with this hand, probably got more chance. And then just pop that one onto the glue. It dries clear, this glue, so don't get too worried if it's just poking out a little bit from the sides, because it will be fine once it's dry. Okay, so there they are, done. You can just see them there. Just a very delicate, just little addition just to add something to the card. And then on the inside we've just got our lovely little insert here as well, which I think goes quite nicely. The colours are nice, it's just a pretty fresh feel to it as well. So I hope that you like this card made from scraps and excess bits and stash, etc. as much as I do. I hope you've enjoyed making it with me. Don't forget to check out the blog post for those other videos. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again soon. Bye for now. Bye.